know what's on the call logs.
I wish you guys would understand what words mean. I think all your mistakes are from the fact that you don't get language.
No.
Like you just mentioned like find me votes. Do you know what that meant? Or are you like trying to infer a greater conspiracy?
The question is, do you know what that meant? The Republican Party's motto is January 6th doesn't matter. Why are we even investigating it? And that's what you're saying when you're pointing at all this. I'm
all for pushing Jan 6. That's what got Trump elected.
No, fine. And he'll get elected for a third term if we keep going.
Fox News contributor Jessica Tarlov, a woman with a voice straight out of the silent film era, completely lost it after Greg Gutfeld shredded her spin on Biden's FBI spying on Republican senators. Welcome to Nurk News. I'm Nurkish. If you're tired of sitting through hours of liberal propaganda just to catch a few highlights from the mainstream media, you've come to the right place. Democrats seem furious that their weaponized DOJ finally got caught red-handed. And honestly, it's ironic, the same people who call Trump a wannabe dictator are now defending real surveillance on sitting senators. It's almost like the swamp goes into panic mode whenever their own dirty tricks get exposed. Here's Gutfeld absolutely dismantling Jessica Tarlov's defense of the so-called Arctic Frost Operation.
Jessica, that's a good point. Maybe this overreach resulted from the ultimate decision to have a phony, fake imposter for a president.
No, I don't think so. And no one has accused Merrick Garland of being phony or fake, and he was the one who was actually in charge of Jack Smith, not Joe Biden. I'm stunned that Republicans actually want to draw attention to this, because now we're rehashing the fact that the senators who were part of this investigation are not just random names that he picked off a list, but people who were either talking to Donald Trump or co-conspirators that are named in Jack Smith's charging documents for trying to turn over a free and fair election.
They're looking at,
that's actually, well, Lindsey Graham, it's funny that he was so aggressive about this. Why would they want to know who I called? Because he called Brad Raffensperger after Donald Trump, you remember, asked him, well, why can't you find me 11,587 votes or whatever? And Lindsey Graham also called him. And according to Raffensperger, he said that he thought that Lindsey Graham was interested in talking to him about the mail-in ballots and maybe if they would be invalidated. Lindsey Graham has said he was just doing that as his role as senator. It had nothing to do with the fact that he was trying to overturn the election. That is not what a lot of people think about it. So Lindsey Graham sitting there being enraged is hilarious. I'm so glad that you said that this is a metadata issue versus wiretapping, because Josh Hawley is up there holding up a billboard that refutes exactly what he's saying.
But treating Democrat senators like terrorists and looking into their phones is okay now.
If you are,
is that okay now? So we can look into Schiff's phone?
First of all, I don't going to say look into your phone, because a call log is not the
do you? You don't even know the difference between a man or a woman.
Yes, I do. I'm the one who's given birth.
And getting someone's metadata. And if you want to deliver it right now, I will deliver that baby.
That is the most threatening thing that you have said to me. And you have said it multiple times for both of my children.
To bury your child.
It's always the same playbook with these folks. Justify the spying, minimize the abuse, and somehow blame Trump. Jack Smith's Arctic Frost move was pure corruption dressed up as justice, targeting Lindsey Graham and Chuck Grassley as if they were criminals. And when the truth comes out, people like Jessica can't even entertain the idea that something might have been off. It's like that tweet said, so much of leftist discourse is just pretending not to understand, which makes any honest conversation impossible. Gutfeld was absolutely right. This is what happens when bureaucrats confuse their political agenda for law enforcement. The fact is, Democrats built this machine, and now that it's breaking down, they're terrified of what's coming next.
Any concerns at all that this is a political prosecution?
Absolutely not. This is where I probably disagree with you, Jake. I've seen enough on Comey that I think that he deserves a day in court. I believe that there's been sufficient evidence that has emerged that would show potential wrongdoing. Obviously, Comey deserves due process, as does anyone else. But as far as political retribution, I don't view it as retribution. I view it as accountability. And I think that Comey has been a part of a team of bureaucrats in Washington that have weaponized the judicial system, that have weaponized the intelligence agency. So I think that this should be prosecuted, and obviously he deserves his day in court. He deserves due process, but I certainly think there's enough evidence to move forward.
Republican Congressman James Comer, chairman of the House Oversight Committee. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
The establishment still can't bring itself to admit that Trump was right about the deep state all along. What's happening now isn't revenge, it's exposure. For years, unelected bureaucrats in the FBI and DOJ acted like they owned the government, using investigations as political weapons against anyone who challenged them. Now the spotlight's finally on them, and suddenly accountability feels like persecution. But this isn't payback, it's about holding to account those who abused their power to frame Trump, spy on senators, and mislead Congress. The swamp's been running Washington for decades. Trump just flipped the switch and turned on the lights. So, what do you think? Is Trump finally turning the tables on the deep state and the unelected power brokers who've been after him for years, or is this all just political score settling? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel. This has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.